I mean, to be fair, I'm a very like aggressive teeth brusher, so it kind of just
You're
gets
an
anywhere.
aggressive teeth brusher. What does that even mean?
I break toothbrushes.
How do you break toothbrushes?
I don't know, it
How
just happens.
aggressive are you, like, brushing your teeth? Welcome to the Geeks Strike Back. I am your host, Noah, and with me today is my good friend and co-host, Curtis. How are you doing today, Curtis?
Pretty good, but I'm best friend, not good friend.
Whatever.
That hurts.
Today is our first episode, so that's pretty exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's pretty exciting.
For the main topic we're going to be talking about today will be sort of what to do during the lockdown, because I hear so often. I don't know if the lockdown's still going to be in effect by the time this goes out, because we are pre-recording this, but I hear so often from friends, family, from work, and even from customers from work is that people just don't know what to do with their lives during lockdown, which I can understand why, but today we'll be going through a whole bunch of things that you can do, from random hobbies to being a Wikipedia editor. So, however you want to spend your free time, we've got you covered. I think this podcast really should be called "Let's See How Long It Takes for One of Us to Curse." I feel like I'm the worst one here.
You are by far the worst one.
People tell me at work all the time that,
Yeah,
like,
you,
I
you
curse
curse
way
like
too much.
every 3 seconds, and I sometimes come home and I fight the urge to curse.
Really? Do
Like,
you curse in front of your parents at all?
no, I refuse to curse in front of my parents. Like, I guess if I wanted to stop living, maybe I would, but I only really curse now when when I'm in very when I'm either angry or when my like heartbeat is accelerated due to maybe like fear. Like if I'm scared, I'll curse, but nothing besides that. I don't curse if it's just a regular time.
So you might be wondering, who are we and why should you listen to us? Well, I think it would be pretty boring to just talk about ourselves for like a minute plus. I think that is by far just the one thing that I just hated about school in general, and probably that you still have to deal with in college, right? Where it's like, oh, one fact about yourself and what's your major. It's like I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
have to do that literally all the time. I'm like, I'm almost 20 years old and you're making me do this.
like, it was great maybe in kindergarten, but, after high school, like, I don't care that Courtney plays volleyball, like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't care that Zach is on the UT lacrosse team or whatever. Nobody cares.
So, instead, we are gonna be answering some, I guess, how should we call this? Opinion questions that just have a correct answer. So, I think it's easier to just get into the questions instead of explaining them. So the first question, which I think but very much has a correct answer, is milk before or after cereal?
After. If you pick before, you're a psychopath.
I don't understand, like, I didn't even know there was a thing for people to do that until I, like, saw, like, a meme video or something, and
Do
I'm
you remember
like,
when I
"What?"
taught you how to make sandwiches because you made them wrong?
Oh, yeah, 'cause I flipped it the other way.
Yeah,
Well,
I literally don't understand how you do that.
that doesn't affect anything. So
It
the way I made it is, how can we explain this?
You put one slice upside down.
Yeah, I didn't know that there was supposed to be a way. I just put them on there.
I literally don't understand how you can do that.
It doesn't
Like,
taste any different,
it doesn't matter if it doesn't taste any different. It makes you
and I
stop
didn't
fucking being an
realize
idiot.
it.
Yeah, it makes you not be an idiot.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow, that's rude. On to
3-year-olds can make sandwiches correctly.
Wow, that's rude. On to our next question, though, and this was just a weird question that I don't even think is, like, serious at all, and is cereal a soup? I don't even, like, I don't understand.
Uh, doesn't soup have to be hot?
Does it have to be hot, though? I
I,
don't know if that's is it
I've
like
never
some
had
kinda.
cold soup.
You can have cold soup.
I've never had soup that was made to be cold.
I guess that's true, but if it, like, cools down, then depending
No,
on the type of soup, I guess, I don't know.
well, yeah, but I think the point of soup is that it's warmer.
The definition is A liquid dish typically made by boiling meat, fish, or vegetables, etc., in stock or water.
Yeah, no, it's not a soup.
So I guess by definition, it's not a soup.
Nope. Unless you're having
So
meat for breakfast in cereal or whatever, which I doubt you are, or at least I'm praying you aren't.
I guess to each their own then. I guess with the same thing of food, do you dip the ketchup oh my gosh, do you dip the fries in the ketchup or do you just pour the ketchup on the fries?
I
I don't
dip
know, it's
ketchup in
confusing.
my fry. I dip my fries in my ketchup. Now you got me doing it, but my dad he puts it on top.
Like on the fries?
Yep. I don't do it.
I feel like it's incorrect to put the ketchup on the fries. Like it just what's the point when you can just dip them in the fries?
There's no point. There's no point to it.
So, what about pineapple on pizza?
I think a lot of the reason people hate pineapple on pizza is because other people hate it. Like, if you actually don't like pineapple on pizza, fine, all power to you. But I don't like people that are like, oh, I don't like pineapple on pizza because so and so doesn't like pineapple on pizza.
I don't know. It just seems
I mean, I don't
like
like
that with
pizza.
pizza. Yeah,
Yeah, if I had
which is weird.
pizza, yeah, I mean, if I had pizza that had pineapple on it, I don't think I would dislike it more than I would for pizza that doesn't.
Really.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't like it. Although like I'm not gonna die if I eat it, but it's just something that like I don't prefer. And I don't
Yeah.
really think it should be that controversial. Like I feel like there's worse combinations than pineapple on pizza.
Yeah, there is. There's way worse combinations, and people are like, "Oh, I'm just gonna fight about pineapple on pizza." And I'm like, "Okay,
Wow.
power to you, I guess."
So the next question revolves around toothpaste, and do you wet the toothpaste before you brush? Because I feel like it's something that everyone does, but like why though?
I don't do it like that.
Yeah, why though?
I I think I saw something about like if the bristles are harder, then it gets more plaque off or something like that. Like
Do
if
you have
they're
sources
dry.
for
Not on me. It's
that?
been so long since I saw that video, so if you give me a few days, I might give it to you.
Doesn't that feel weird though, just not putting water on it?
I mean, I do it at like I do most of the time. Most of it, it's wet, but for like 30 seconds beforehand, I don't. It's not wet. Does that make sense? Like some of it,
Yeah.
most of the time, it is wet, but other times it is not.
So I believe that I am correct in my choices.
I mean, you can make that argument. Fine. Like,
It's not
okay,
an argument. I am correct.
okay.
So for the next question is I didn't even know if this existed until I saw that like my brother's toothbrush was like in the shower shelf thing. But I didn't know people existed who brush their teeth in the shower. I feel like that's
Yeah, I brush my teeth
gross.
in the shower.
That's gross. Why?
What's gross about it?
Because it just gets all over the place, and that's gross.
It's in the shower. It's like when you sneeze in your hands in the shower.
I know. I feel like it's good. Like, why not just brush your teeth with the sink?
I mean, to be fair, I'm a very like aggressive teeth brusher, so it kind of just
You're an
gets anywhere.
aggressive teeth brusher. What does that even mean?
I break toothbrushes.
How do you break toothbrushes?
I don't know, it just
How
happens.
aggressive are you, like, brushing your teeth?
Dude, I'm like the doom guy of brushing my teeth. I'm just so angry when I do it. I don't know why.
Why?
I don't know.
I've never broken a toothbrush. Like, what?
I mean, I didn't break it, but just like I manhandled the bristles, I guess is a good term for it.
Oh my gosh, that is confusing. So let's move on to our next question. Is do you have TikTok installed? I don't.
Nope.
So I guess we're both normal then.
I mean, if you want to do TikTok, fine. And if you're hot on TikTok, call me. No, I'm kidding.
Although they would have to be over the age of 18, so
Yeah. I forgot that I need to make that clear. I don't know. I don't remember how old I am a lot of the time. So
it is illegal, so yeah.
yeah, I forgot that I'm over the age of 18.
Yes.
I- So I forget that I need to say be over the age of 18.
I mean, I feel like when I see TikTok memes, like, on Facebook or other platforms, I'll be like, "Oh, ha, ha, ha," but I'm not gonna download TikTok.
No, if the best things that come out of TikTok are on Instagram.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so there's no point. All you're doing is just adding a like a middle management guy if you're gonna download TikTok.
That is true. However, like Vine was really popular, but I mean, I like Vines now that Vine is dead, though. Like I
I
wouldn't have
had
installed
I had a
Vine.
Vine account.
Really?
Yeah, I did one.
Oh my god, that's gross.
Yeah, it's like his mayonnaise an instrument from SpongeBob.
Oh my gosh, that is cringe.
Yeah,
Real cringe.
I was like what, 12 or something? I don't know.
Oh my
When
gosh.
was Vine a thing? I
2012, I think. Or no, it was way before that. I don't
No, it
know.
could have been before, but I don't remember exactly how far. Like, was it like 2014?
Although it could have been 2012 because you would have been what, 13 or something?
Yeah, I could have been. I could have been either like 12 or 13, depending on what month it
Yeah.
was.
I don't remember because I didn't use Vine when it was popular.
Yeah, I mean, looked at Vines a lot when it was still popular. I got super bent out of shape when they told me that it was going to come to a close.
All right, so for the next question is, I think this is definitely one of the signs of a psychopath. And if you're dating someone who does this, or if you're a family member or something, then you need to delete them immediately. And that's sock then shoe or sock then sock. Do you put on your socks like both feet and then shoes, or then sock shoe? Because that's just
I
no.
do both socks and then shoes.
Yeah. Anyone who does sock then shoe, you need to like call the
Actually,
FBI.
you want to know what the true sign of a psychopath is in a relationship?
What?
If they have a Bible verse and their like zodiac sign in their bio, you need
Uh,
to run. You need to run. Like,
really?
yeah, dude, that's like the tall tale sign. She's crazy. She and I'm not saying that. I'm saying the most of the time if she has a Bible verse, she'll be fine. I mean, she might be a thought, but I don't know about that.
Uh,
But but if she has a zodiac sign and she says like, "Oh, I'm in a bad mood because it's just Libra's day to have a bad move," you need to run.
yeah.
It's because people need to feel like they're special, or they're also need to feel at the same time that they're a part of a group, like this collective identity. And they're like, "Oh, I'm a Libra, therefore I have loyalty to all Libras," or something
Then
like
go to
that.
Russia then.
Yeah,
I don't
like
know.
whatever. Like, do whatever you're gonna do, I guess. Just shut up about it. Jesus.
Oh my gosh. So then, when you this sort of relates to the last question, is when you put on clothes, do you put on your socks last or first, or in the middle, or in between? Like when?
I put it
Because I
on
feel like,
last.
yeah, I feel like that's also one of the things where if you see someone, if you see someone totally naked and then they put on their socks first, then that's illegal, and you should call the cops
Okay,
immediately.
I actually have a story about that if you would like me to tell it.
You have a story about this?
Dude, I have a story about people incorrectly putting on clothes in a wrong order, and it's so annoying because
Okay.
I go to the gym at UT a lot, okay? And
Mhm.
a lot of older gentlemen go in there to get a workout in. I don't know why or how they can do that, but maybe they're teachers or something. I don't know.
Oh,
But
we're talking about, like, in the UT gym?
yep, in the UT gym. But in their
Okay.
locker room for the gym, there is a lot of older people that decided I'm going to dress incorrectly. And whenever I take a shower in the locker room and then I get dressed, I put on clothes in a normal order, but they don't. They decide to go shirt first, like button up shirt, and everything else is everything else just just
I'm just
free.
picturing some, like, old person just walking around with a button-up shirt and then nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing else. No,
that's
no,
exactly what it
nothing.
is. And then they look at you like you're the crazy one. And then it's just like, leave me alone.
What the heck?
Yeah. And I remember like making eye contact with somebody who was like that because I was like being like, this is inappropriate. And I remember like being like, you're an idiot. And then he looked at me and he's like, what are you gonna do about it?
I guess that's true. What are you gonna do about it?
Nothing, because I don't want to get anywhere near that creep.
But even if they're teachers, wouldn't that be more creepy?
It's
Like,
all creepy.
oh my god. That's that's really creepy. That's just too much.
No, yeah,
Let's
it's
do a pretty good segue into our next question. And are you like a cat person or a dog person?
both.
That's you can't answer that.
I am a good behaved dog person. If it's a bad behaved dog, then I'm not.
Wow.
Like if you put the world's best acting dog and the world's best acting cat in front of me, I'm gonna be the dog. I'm gonna pet the dog.
Really?
But I'm gonna pet both of them. I'm gonna pet the dog first.
Uh-huh.
But I hate ill-behaved dogs. Like my dog is ill-behaved, as you know, because you've been over at my house,
Dog
and
is
she's learning.
crazy.
Yeah, she's a puppy, but still annoying. Like, you know?
Puppy that has the capability of killing.
Yeah, she's a big girl and she's insane. And she thinks that she's a puppy, but she's not. She's 100 pounds and can crush you easily.
Yeah. I was gonna say like I like cats, but my mom doesn't, so we've always had dogs. And
Mm,
I'm not really this is gonna sound kinda weird, but I'm not really like a pet person anyways. Like, don't get me wrong, if I go to someone's house and they have pets, especially if they're well behaved, not like your dog, but
mm.
if they're well behaved, then I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." But I don't really like taking care of dogs
I
or
mean,
pets in general.
I don't really like taking care. I mean, I like having animals. It's just taking care of them's kind of annoying.
Having to clean up poop or like, ugh, gross.
Yeah, I don't.
I guess kids are worse, but still.
That's literally gets me so scared to have kids. Like the thought of having to deal with them for 18 years. I mean, obviously you're not gonna be cleaning up after them for 18 years.
I
At least
was
I
gonna
hope
say it
not.
gets a little easier as I guess easier in different ways, but it gets different when they're 18. You probably don't have to clean up their poop, and if you are, then
Yeah, but it's just like I think, man, oh man, like as soon as they can clean up after themselves, get an attitude because they think that they know everything because they know how to wipe their own butts.
all right. So our last and final question, so you guys get to know what kind of people we are you a morning person or a night person? I mean, I
I'm a
already know
night
this
I'm a
question,
night person. Yeah, if you're a morning person,
which
I
I am.
you're a morning person?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm a night person. I mean, I'd kind of guessed, but uh, I don't know. Like, I wish I was a morning person. I feel like I'd be a lot more productive if I was a morning
Well,
person.
I believe that, like, yes, depending on what you do and, like, the habits you have, then you might fall into the category of being morning or night, but I believe if you really wanna change, then you can. Because during school, I didn't consider myself a morning person, but once I was out of school, then definitely changed, easy.
Yeah, I mean, it also doesn't help me that most of the time I stay up till probably around 2 o'clock in the morning every night because I have to text my girlfriend until 2 o'clock in the morning or she gets sad. So
Life problems, guys.
I think a lot of the reason that I'm a night person is because it's quieter at night than it is in the morning.
Yeah, that makes sense for your family.
Like my family just wakes up loud, and I'm like, oh,
You know what the struggle that I hate though is when I will wait to wash my clothes or something to wait till like my family wakes up, but
mhm.
then my brother or something will wake up and right away, throw his clothes in the washer, and I'm like, oh my god, task failed successfully, I guess.
Yeah, I don't do my own laundry, so
You don't do your own laundry?
not for the most part. No,
What?
I mean, not like I know how to do it. Don't get me wrong, and I do it if my parents like tell me to. But
Uh-huh.
it's like I just never remember to do it. Is the problem?
How do you not remember? Like, what happens if you run out of clothes? Like, how do you not remember to do it?
It hasn't happened so far because like my sister, what she does is she always like runs laundry, but she always runs it to the point where it's never enough for a full load. So she just
Mhm.
takes my clothes and put it in there.
Oh. Well, yeah, that's different.
It's not like my mom's like bending over backwards. And if she asked me to do a load of laundry, I'd be like, okay,
Yeah, I thought you meant that you can't do your own
no, I can do my own laundry.
about to say, you are in college.
Okay, how many college students actually do their own laundry?
Oh, I guess nowadays, probably not a lot.
Yeah, no, probably not. I'm not a slob.
That's debatable.
Hmm.
But I think it's time to get into the main sort of topic that we want to talk about today, and that's people are so bored, which I can understand that. But at the same time, those people who say, "Oh, I'll do it when I have more time."
Yeah, like I've been trying to do more coding stuff, and it's like, oh, I'll do it when I got more time, which is partially true because I have like 5 exams coming up that I'm studying for.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, when am I actually studying for my exams? You know?
Right. You're too busy staying up till 2 a.m., not studying for your exams. Anyways, the universe has literally granted you more time. Some people are just like, I don't know. Also, I do understand that if you, I guess, have like any sort of responsibilities, like kids or something in their home, then they essentially just take up all your time and your life now belongs to them. Or if you have school or if you work a job that still requires you to come in, even though you should probably be home.
Yeah, I mean, I just got called back into work, which is kind of okay because I need to get money, but I'd prefer not to.
You're too busy freaking not saving up your money and keep buying video games, dude.
Don't judge me.
I'm just saying, just stating some facts here. Anyway, we're going to be splitting up what we're going to be talking about today into, I guess, what, four categories?
Hmm.
The first one would be self development, stuff that you can do that would benefit you, and hobbies that involve collecting, since I feel like that is a separate hobby entirely from everything else. And then entertainment, there's hobbies that aren't necessarily productive, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it not being productive, like video games or Netflix. So the first one is like, how much do you actually read? Like when it comes to fiction or nonfiction, and I'm not talking about for school.
I'm trying to get into the Witcher books right now through Audible.
We're not sponsored by Audible.
We're not sponsored by Audible. And if you count reading as in like listening to audiobooks, because
I
that's what I
do.
do while I'm like doing chores or something like that. If I'm not listening to music, I do that because I hate the voice of everybody around me. So,
Dang.
yeah, please kill me.
What the heck? No, I think people like overlook the value of still reading. Like, I'm gonna admit, I didn't read like pretty much at all for school. Like, sure, I would read. I'm doing air quotes right now.
You would go on Spark Notes, is what you mean.
Right, I would read the Spark Notes, and I don't really know what happened. And I think trying to read from school is just totally not a way to get into it.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're like forced to, I would say that's probably not a good idea. Like
Right.
obviously there are some books you have to read, just so you don't come out like an idiot. But making you do like weekly assignments, like one of the coolest parts about Romeo and Juliet when we had to do Shakespeare, do you remember that? Were we in the same class for that? Is
Yeah.
that they actually made people like go up and interact, and they put like a comedic turn on it. Like I thought that was pretty cool.
However, so for me, I really started to get back into reading like junior year. And for me, honestly, I really am not that good of a reader when it just comes to reading just normally.
Hmm.
So I actually like listening to audiobooks, like you said, and I believe that it's a form of reading. And I usually will actually read while listening to like an audiobook so I can see at the same time, and that usually just works for me. And I don't know, I feel like nonfiction and fiction can help. I do believe a lot of people overlook the power of reading nonfiction.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like my dad likes nonfiction stuff a lot. Like he likes reading about like World War I and II, and he likes listening to like Civil War, and he likes learning about history and things like that. But I don't know. I never found solace in it. I guess I like when I'm reading a book, I like to envision myself as that character. But when you're like in a war zone or something like that, I never was like, I can picture myself as this person running heroically in battle. Like, you know what I'd be doing? Crying.
What was the last book that you read?
Last book that I read, like all the way through,
Yeah.
Frankenstein.
Really? What the heck?
Yeah, Mr. Earl from high school. He gave it to me to read. I still have it.
Huh. That's weird.
Yeah, he was like, "Here's a book to read," because I know that you hated doing it. Like, because he knew that I hated reading it. Like, I was really good at I'm really good at like English and like poetry and things like that. But I was just so bored because all you had to make us do is do like fiction or like nonfiction. Like, I hate this.
But the next thing that I think, feel like you might have more to talk about it is cooking.
Yeah.
And I mean, I still have to work right now through this quarantine, and I'm just like, just cook, people. Just cook. It saves money. It saves a lot of money. I mean, you don't really care about that, right? I'm really the one where if we go out for fast food, I'm the one who's conscious about how much I'm spending, but for some
I mean,
reason you're not.
I'm conscious about spending if I'm the
No,
one
you're
paying,
not.
which is which is rare because you always pay for me.
Yeah, you always get your freaking number whatever meal. You need to calm down there. Jeez.
Says the one who gets like 4 McChickens.
I did that like once, and that was because I was saving like 2 of them for later. But either way, cooking is literally cheaper and healthier, and it's really not that hard. I mean, I really don't like cooking because I'm just lazy, as with a lot of people are, so I assume that's why they don't like to cook.
Mm.
But I just think that definitely if you're a parent, you need to make sure that you teach your kids to cook it. And I don't care if they're a dude or a chick, teach both. Like, I don't, it's not like just a thing that only females should learn how to do.
Yeah, like my dad doesn't know how to grill.
I don't, wait, really?
Yep, my dad does not know how to grill. I know everybody's like, ah, that's a male tradition thing, like teaching your son how to shave. You're like, no, I also did not get taught how to shave from my
I
dad.
didn't either.
My dad does not know how to shave.
I guess it explains a lot because anytime I go over to your house, he just looks as if he hasn't shaved in like 3 days.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't shave. He just trims everything like once a week. He just
Hmm.
trims his face or whatever. And then I had to learn through YouTube videos.
Which is very helpful, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'd be more bent out of shape about that if there wasn't YouTube videos and I just had to learn for myself. But there's literally
Yeah.
YouTube videos.
Yeah, so it's really not that hard nowadays. Don't we just have it made?
Yeah, we got it made, bro. Everybody's like, "Oh, came from a different. I wish I was in a different generation." Why?
Right. What do you think the people who were born, like, in the freaking 1900s did when they didn't know how to do something and they weren't taught by their parents?
They died.
Figure it out, yeah, or died.
Yeah.
So, that's not it. Although I feel like it's pretty simple to learn how to shave. Like, if somebody handed you, what's it called?
Razor?
Yeah, and some shaving cream, you could probably figure it out.
Dude, the first time I tried to shave, I didn't use shaving cream.
Why not?
I didn't know about it really.
Have you, like,
Like,
never seen anyone with shaving cream or some sort of, like, substitute?
I mean, I just never really thought about shaving up until that point. Like maybe if I paid more attention.
Ooh, I'm
But
just
when,
cringing at the thought.
yeah, it burned. Like that was one of the worst feelings I think I've ever had in my entire
Oh
life.
my god. Oof. That's not a good time, but anyways. So, the next one, which I'm curious if you've ever done, and that's when it comes to, like, journaling or writing poetry.
Are you asking if I write poetry in my free time?
No, I'm saying, like, have you ever journaled or written poetry in your free I know you don't write poetry in your free time.
I mean, I'm good at poetry, but I don't write it in my free
You're
time.
good at poetry? Okay, I'd like to
Bro,
see some of your poems.
bro, did I ever tell you about the one like Mr. Earl like personally asked me for?
Oh, no.
Yeah, he personally asked me for one of my poems. I did it on like Columbine.
Oh.
Because it was like, you got to read a nonfiction book. So I was like, okay, I'm going to read a nonfiction book. And then I completely forgot about it, but it was the time it was due. But it was
Mhm.
like the day it was due. And it's like, oh, if you don't have a nonfiction book today, you're not gonna get a grade for bringing one in. And so I like ran into my sister's room real quick and all she had was Columbine.
Oh my are you serious? Jeez.
Yeah, because she had to do a project on it for school and she had to buy it. So I'm like, okay, I'm
Oh
gonna
my
buy this.
gosh.
And do you know how much weird looks you get in high school when you read in a book like Columbine?
Yeah.
It's not great.
I would imagine, but, like, have you ever done any journaling at all?
Ah, no.
Yeah.
I remember when I had to take, I remember when I had to, I think it was like 10th grade or something like that. Like I had to write journal entries in the mind of that character, like the
Oh,
fictional
I
characters.
hated that. I hated
Like it
that
was
so, so much.
like Great Gatsby or something like that. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Like, I mean, I've journaled sometimes, but I've really never formed it to be or I've never had to be like a habit at all, just here and there. And I find it pretty helpful, I guess. But when it comes to doing it for other characters in fiction, mind you, ugh.
Yeah, like how am I supposed to talk about somebody who was born in a fictional setting hundreds of years before I was?
Right, and it's like we can hardly articulate our thoughts. So how are we supposed to articulate a fictional character's thoughts? Which I guess in a way fictional characters are more simple, but still that's dumb.
And I think that was the only real time that I've journaled.
Wow, it's for school. I believe that now is a pretty good time where if that's sort of something that you would like to do, if you're a more self-reflective person, then I think now is a time where you have enough time to do that. And it's a pretty good method of setting goals and like trying to achieve them. I don't know if
Hmm.
that's if like are you the type of person to do that? Because I think I kind of am.
What are you asking?
Like, are you the type of person to like set goals, like actually write down goals in some form?
No, I'm just like whatever I get done is good enough.
Huh.
Like,
That just explains a lot, right?
wow, coming at me, I guess. Didn't need that in my life.
Just saying. What a roast. Well, you have time to improve yourself.
I mean, to be fair, I get pretty anxious when things that I like in my head that I think I need to get done don't get done. I yeah, I find it very hard to sleep like when that happens.
That makes sense.
Yeah, like when I don't like let's say I don't do a homework assignment, like yeah, it doesn't feel very good.
Well, how would you do your homework then?
I do most of the time do my homework so I can go to sleep at night.
I remember in high school, I slept fine not doing my homework, so anyway, let's move on. So, this is sort of something that's broad, I guess, and that's art or music, like photography, drawing, something like that.
Hmm.
I don't know, like, if that's something that you're into. Like, I know at some point I know at some point I would love to be able to draw, but that takes a lot of time up front.
Yeah, dude, there's like a girl that I know that's really good at drawing, and I have like several like paintings by her that she drew for me, and they're really nice. And she's like, it took me a long time to do this, like learn how
Yeah.
to do it. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't have enough time. Like, I mean, I
Well, you
probably
have
have
more
enough
time
time.
now.
Yeah, but I was
I've
just
just
like,
talked about this.
I just don't care.
Mhm.
I got things to do.
Like what?
Study for my test so I don't feel trig.
You don't study. You
I
study for
study.
like yeah, for like what, an hour or 2 a day?
I've been trying to get like I've noticed that I study better if somebody's there to like kind of make me a little bit mad, I guess. Like push my buttons.
What?
Like like she
What does
pushes
that even
like she
mean?
pushes my buttons enough that
You study better if someone's there to make you mad?
yeah, like if she's like, "What are you, an idiot if you don't solve this problem?" I'll be like, "I'm gonna show you who's an idiot," and then I just solve it. Like
What the heck?
yeah, it's stupid, but it
The
helps.
You want someone to insult you and then you would study better?
I don't know
Oh
why,
my
man. I
gosh.
don't know why.
That is so weird. Now, like, how do you feel about people who have like hobbies that include origami or stuff like that? I think
If
like
you
that's
can do
crazy.
origami, it looks pretty cool,
Yeah,
but
I've tried
I
it and
can't.
I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
I actually managed to make one of those little like origami Yoda.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I managed to make one of them. I have the book. I stole it from my junior high, and I still have it.
I'm gonna call the cops then. So,
I can't imagine if I actually like if I check that book out. I cannot imagine how large my late fee would be.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Now I guess this sort of goes along with that, and I personally like I like to sing. Of course, I'm not anything crazy. Like, I'm not gonna lie. But like, how about you though? Are you someone who just sings to annoy your family?
No, my mom is.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like I if you can sing, good on you, but I can't. So it's kind of no real reason for me to do it besides the thought of me wanting to take somebody's eardrums and just rip them to shreds, I guess.
If you can't sing, just
If you can't sing, screech.
right. Anyways, the next one is any form of exercise.
Yeah, I do exercise.
I think now is a good time where a lot of people will say, "Oh, I'll exercise when I have more time," or "I would go to the gym if I have more time." Now, of course, you can't go to the gym right now, but there's workouts that you can do at home, or And I mean like any form. Like if you have some sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Like basketball hoop in your driveway or something like that, then
Yeah, just be physical for a little bit, even if you're not going to do like my house, we don't exactly have a lot of things to do. Like you have a basketball outside your house and I think like a larger yard if you wanted to go do things. And I get,
hmm.
but what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to do the like Arnold Schwarzenegger like at home workout challenge or whatever he posted on his Reddit.
What does that entail, by the way?
It's like you have to do 50 of each workout that he picks, but you can do it whichever way that you want to. Like you can do 50 all at once, or you can do like 2 sets of 25, or you can do 5 sets of 10, or 10 sets of 5,
Uh-huh.
Like do whatever you're going to do, but it has to be that and it has to be perfect form. If it's not perfect form, you're just cheating yourself.
Right, that's interesting.
I think that's a pretty good thing to be doing right now because I'm not very good at sports. Although I'm thinking about joining the UT lacrosse team now that I'm not in marching band.
Didn't you already do lacrosse at some point?
No, I wanted to, but they wouldn't work around my marching band schedule. You can't do both.
Oh yeah, I think you told me about something about that at some point.
Yeah, I tried, but I think I might now because again, I have nothing better to do. That and I want to try it and see how that works. I've tried music and I also tried sports a little bit when I was little, but I don't think definitely was not in the right mindset
Oh
of
yeah. I mean, I tried sports, but like I really only played basketball.
I played literally every sport. I played basketball, I played football, I played soccer,
You played football?
I played football for the Crusaders.
The heck?
Yeah, it's like Christian football.
Uh, What's that supposed to mean?
It's like football, but you pray beforehand if you want to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and um, it was started by my church, and I also did karate. And like I like doing things, like actually doing things, but I don't like practicing.
Oh, yeah.
Which bites because that's honestly the most important part is practicing. Like I understand that it's important, but I don't like doing it just the same.
I can understand that. Yeah.
Like it's just so boring for me.
Mhm.
And I think I'm better at it now because I remember like hating football, practicing for football just because I was like, but I liked games. I loved
Mhm.
going to games, although I don't think I was necessarily good. I still had fun. Yeah, but I hated practice because it was like 4 practices or something like that a week or something like that. I don't know, but it
Mhm.
was too much for me, so I quit like halfway through the season.
But anyway, so when it comes to exercising, it can help with your mood, which can also sort of, I guess, in a time like this, backfire. Where if you have a habit of exercising, like going to the gym or something, and something like this happens, although it's rare and unprecedented, if you stop doing a habit like that, then more times than not, then you will return to that bad mood. Or like if you have trouble with depression or something, and then you stop working out, then that depression can come back, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it can just overall reduce stress. It can improve your sleep because it will increase your energy. There are free apps. You can buy equipment now, I think when the quarantine started, I think all exercise equipment on Amazon was just like you couldn't get any until May, but I think now you can probably start to get some if that's something that you're into, or just wait till the gyms reopen.
Yeah.
But we have more time, so you can do stuff like that. Now, one thing, I guess, since we're going to move on, is I wanted to ask you about this since your family has a lot of animals, right?
Yep.
That's something that you can do with the quarantine and whatnot. How many animals does your family have in total? Your sister has
I
quite a bit, right?
Yeah, my sister has a lizard, a cat, and a bunny. My mom has a dog and my dad has a cat, but I don't have any animals myself. I used to have a hamster, but it sadly passed away this summer.
Dang, that's
Yeah.
rough.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be like that sometimes. Hamsters only live like 2 years. It lived 2 years. It lasted longer than my last relationship, so.
I was not expecting you to compare it to that.
I mean, if you gotta laugh at your misgivings, or else you're not gonna be a very happy person.
I guess that's true.
I like my family. but about like how far are we into this? Like a month?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in it for 2 months because my sister is diabetic and my mom has lupus, so it's like an autoimmune like it's like an immune disorder or something like that. I don't remember what it is, but yeah, my family members are very prone to dying probably if they get some of this. So
Mhm.
it's like, what are you gonna do? You know?
They're susceptible, yeah.
Yeah, they're susceptible. So I've just been sitting here. Like even before quarantine started, I couldn't go out.
Damn.
Yeah, so it's been. I was there a month before quarantine even like started or whatever it was. Not maybe not a month, but a few weeks definitely.
And you're already going crazy then, I assume?
I mean, I'm already been crazy, as you might know.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
But I think I'm better. I think I've well adjusted to it, you know. I mean, I know that there's a lot of people who are going insane because of this, but I don't really do that.
And that's why we are here, to give you stuff to do. Speaking of, the next thing that we should talk about is decluttering. And I think that's probably the first thing that people started to do during quarantine. It's like, we have more time, so let's start to clean stuff up. But I am somebody who, it's not like that my room is like spotless, but when I see garages that are full of junk, I just like, ugh, just sell it or something, do something with it. Because if it just sits there, it's just like, ugh. Are you the same type of person?
No,
Really?
I don't care. It depends on like how bad it gets.
Well, like my garage is filled with like a whole bunch of like random baskets, a lot of random stuff that my mom has just taken from other places that she's lived, but she
Yeah,
hasn't
join the
done.
club, bro. My mom is a youth pastor, and she just gets a lot of crap, and she just saves it because she's like, "Oh, we'll do this for girls' ministries one day or something like that." And my like house is just full of crap like that.
Ugh, I hate that so much.
Yeah, it sucks.
And now, the interesting thing is, I was doing a little bit of research, and I remember hearing at some point that it's not that organized people are inherently more successful or more happier or less stressed. It's just that organized people tend to do stuff that will, like,
Benefit them?
yeah. I mean, I sort of keep my room clean now, and I've seen your room sometimes. It's a freaking mess. Jeez, dude.
It's better than what it was.
That's true. Anyways, let's move on to our next thing. And I think we can have a pretty good discussion about this. And that's like, I guess, the hobby or habit of collecting stuff.
Hmm.
And I think it could be pretty normal if you just collect, I don't know, trading cards or certain types of items, say like from your childhood or something, or like figures. I guess it's pretty normal now. The only issue is when it comes to collecting weird stuff.
Like stamps. You're a weirdo.
Or do you remember the teacher that we had in school who like collected ducks?
Ducks. Yep,
Yeah.
I remember her.
And I don't know how she said she got into that. I think she said that she received them as gifts and then just kept getting some or something. I don't
Mm.
remember.
That's what my girlfriend does with candles.
Really?
Yeah, my girlfriend collects candles because she keeps just getting them as gifts, so now she just collects candles.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't particularly like candles unless it's like I like the Febreze, I guess. I like Febreze more than I like candles. Just spray some Febreze and you're fine. If you
Uh,
spray,
I feel like those are not the same thing. What?
yeah, I mean,
Febreze and candles.
yeah,
What? They're not equal.
I mean, Febreze is just meant to make your house smell better, so that way when the friends come over, if you like your friends come over or
When the
something.
friends.
Yeah, when the friends come over, you know.
Oh boy. Well, like, how do you feel about like collecting stuff? Obviously, not the weird stuff, but you have a collection of like comics and some action figures, right?
Yeah, and like Funko Pops, but
Hmm.
I'm one of those people that like I'd put them in a drawer and never touch them again. Like some stuff I have for like just to say that I think it's cool that I have. Like I have a Funko Pop Infinity Gauntlet from Infinity War,
Yeah,
or
that's cool.
I have a metal Batarang for Batman v Superman. Even though I don't like the movie, I think Batman was one of the actual good points of that movie.
Hmm.
And I also have a Luke Skywalker land speeder from Disney World that I remember fondly from my marching band trip.
Hmm.
That's why I keep those things. If I have something, it's going to be of sentimental value.
Yeah. Like, I can understand that. I think that's the main reason, and that's sort of why I stopped buying Funko Pops. Is I'm like, yeah, these are cool, but I don't think they're really worth $15 to have a collection. I mean, I'm cool with the ones that I have right now, and it's really just like Marvel stuff or movies that like I like or TV shows. And I think it's a good way, especially to show people like what you're into. I guess.
Hmm.
Like what reminds you of stuff that you like. I guess. I don't really know.
Yeah, like of all the Funko Pops that I have, like the ones that I put in front are the ones that other people have bought me.
Uh huh.
Yeah, like the Hulk one that you got me, like the Venom Hulk. I keep
Mhm.
that one in front. The glow in the dark Civil Warrior, I keep that one.
Mhm.
And what is the other one? There's another one that I keep in front. Oh, it's one that the it's the Val Kilmer Batman.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that was actually my first Batman movie ever. Val Kilmer
Huh.
Batman. Yeah,
Oh,
Val
wow.
Kilmer's how I got into Batman. Well, I would say that I mainly got it through the animated TV show
Uh-huh.
from the 90s, but
That's cool.
I think that he was like my first introduction to it. And man, what can I say besides that is a terrible introduction.
Yeah. But anyways, so
Bad nips.
uh, I I feel like that sort of sorts that category out, and let's move on to entertainment. Now, starting off, I didn't know what LARPing was until I guess a couple months ago.
I literally don't know how you didn't know what LARPing was.
Well, I didn't know that that there was a name for it. And if you don't know what that means, it's just live action role playing.
Yeah, it's what people who don't do sports do to get out of the house.
Uh, I don't like
I'm
what
kidding.
does
I
that
don't have a
like
negative.
really
What?
what the heck does that really mean though? Like do people like dress up as like what knights and fight people or something? And like
Yeah, dude, there's a supernatural episode on this.
really?
Yeah, there's a supernatural episode on this. If you want to understand what live action roleplay is, literally just look up the supernatural episode about LARPing, and it pretty much explains it all in very good detail.
Huh.
Live action roleplay is like costumes and not showering, even though you're going out in public.
I guess it's a pretty good explanation. Oh boy.
And what else is there? There's also foam swords, which are not fun to beat people with. And what else?
I remember during camp one time, one of the activities was where we like had bow and arrow tag, I think it was called, where at the end of the arrow it was like a foam thing, so it wouldn't actually hurt
They
if you
do
got
that?
hit.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, and that's interesting, but it also still hurt though.
I mean, yeah, I didn't think it wouldn't, but I've never heard of that.
It didn't kill you, but it still hurt.
Oh yeah, it's like paintball, I guess. Doesn't kill you, but
Yeah.
does it feel good?
Right. And so yeah, there's stuff like that, and there's video games, which in a time like this, I don't really think it's a waste of time. I think if you play for like more than 4 hours a day, then that's probably too much.
Yeah, I'm on the too much spectrum.
Uh, I don't know. Like, I guess it just depends on what kind of games you play. Because if you're more of a casual person, then you can play for like an hour, or just play something for like an hour or two, and that's
Yeah,
not really a waste of time. But
yeah, just play
if you're
Call of Duty
spending,
Warzone, bro.
oh my god, or
Gets
Fortnite,
get sent to the gulag.
uh,
Dude, I remember the first time I played Warzone. It was like I think it was like a few weeks ago, and I didn't understand what happened when I got sent to a gulag. I'm like, did I win?
really,
Yeah, I didn't understand what was going on.
uh huh.
And then everybody's like, it's this or whatever. And then I just like, that makes sense. I didn't know that it was like a loot loss. And then I was wondering where all these gulag memes were coming from. Like all these vines or whatever they're called, like TikToks with gulags. I'm like, what is this? What is all of this?
Yeah, I didn't know about that either.
Yeah, I'm like, why is there people talking about gulags?
I thought it was so weird.
I was like, I don't think you understand what a gulag is.
Did you know that there's like apps where you can watch Netflix or something with a friend, so it like plays it for both people at the same time?
Yeah, Netflix
Like,
party. I do that with my girlfriend.
really?
Yeah, I do it just so that way whenever she has a question about a movie that I've already watched, then I can be like, it's because of this or whatever.
Wow.
We also watch it for comedy specials. Comedy specials with it are fun.
But anyway, so stuff like that. I'm not really someone to binge watch TV shows that much. Really, the only time I watch TV shows now is like an episode or two, or with someone else. But if that's something that I like, I don't really think binge watching a TV show is really anything bad. I
Yeah,
mean, if you're supposed to be doing something else, or could be doing something else, then
yeah. If
yeah,
you're supposed to
sure.
be doing something else, then that's a
Like
little
homework.
different. Yeah, like I got a lot of homework to do, pal. Like I hate it when my sister wants me to go like watch something with her while I'm literally like neck deep in trig.
Shouldn't she have homework too? I don't like what.
She, I guess I don't really know what her thing is. Like like she has a weird homework schedule.
Huh, that's weird.
Yeah.
But are you someone to watch like movies and stuff at home, like with other people? I guess. Like I don't know.
Mm, I kinda. Occasionally, like I watch some things with my parents. Like I've been trying to get into the series The Hunters, like with my
Oh,
mom, but my mom does not like it at all
why not?
because it's about like
I've never
religious
watched it.
it's about like religious persecution. So yeah, not great for my mom.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I mean my mom's not Jewish, and that's like the whole point of the thing is
Oh
don't
well.
be Jew. That's like the whole point of the thing is like Jewish persecution during like the Holocaust and then the afterwards.
Jeez, dude.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's very brutal. You would not like yourself like while watching it.
But anyways, I think we should move on to the last thing that you should definitely be doing
Hmm.
that you have enough time,
Yep.
and that's. Are you prepared?
Hmm.
Listen to podcasts, specifically our podcast.
Oh, jeez.
If you have enough time, I don't see why not. Every
You
Friday.
you got me with that one. You really did.
Gotcha.
You did.
Honestly, excluding the obvious plug for our podcast, I mean, yeah, you have more time now. So if there's other podcasts that you would like to listen to, although I just think you should try and listen to ours, then
Yeah. If you're not gonna listen to ours, go listen to the Weekly Planet. They're pretty good. Again, we're not sponsored by the Weekly Planet. That would be nice.
unfortunately.
Yeah, it would be very nice because I do like that podcast quite a bit.
But anyway, I think that's pretty much it. I also did find some that you can do if you really have nothing else to do with your life. You can become and I didn't even know this existed before. You can become an editor for Wikipedia, and you don't get paid for it. It's just an option. I guess actually some celebrities will pay people to edit their page or something, but other than that,
Why don't you
you
just
don't
go and
get paid
edit
for
your
it.
own page? It's not that hard.
I guess, but I'm just like, huh, I don't really.
It doesn't strike me as too hard to become a Wikipedia editor.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard it anyone say that's their career. So,
If that's your career, good luck to you, mate.
right now, oddly enough, one hobby that I found a whole bunch when I was looking up stuff like that is the hobby of people watching, and it
Okay,
sounds, I guess, a lot creepier than it actually
I
is.
was gonna say that exact same phrase. Like I people watch occasionally, and it sounds a lot.
Creep,
What?
creep, creep,
Yeah, no, I'm not a creep. Okay, just
creep,
hear me out. Hear
creep.
me out. I do it because I was always like a really awkward child when I was growing up,
You're still
and
awkward.
don't judge, but way more awkward to the point where I would like cry if other kids were looking at me in McDonald's parking lot or whatever. So, or not playground, but like playgrounds. So
Uh-huh.
I would just I would learn how to handle certain situations by people watching, and my mom would take me to the mall to do it. My mom would also people watch too. It was kind of funny. Like,
Wow, that's
yeah,
great.
yeah. My mom was like, I would never interact the way that she did with my kid or whatever. Like that's honestly one of the scariest things that I could possibly imagine hearing somebody say is my mom saw one time, I remember this very clearly, it was like a kid get in trouble for like kicking somebody, and then my mom say like, oh, you wouldn't have made it 10 seconds if I saw you kick somebody. And she looked me like dead in the eye and said it, and I'm like, I'm scared for a crime I did not commit.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm scared because I apparently committed a crime.
That is great.
I honestly hate it when my parents like get mad at me because of something my friends did or something like that. Like I hate it when my mom is gets mad at the thought of me doing something, even when I don't do things. Like I don't drink at parties or anything like that. But mom's like, you better not, or I'm gonna kill you. And then I'm like,
I'm gonna drink even harder now.
yeah. Like great. That's great. Like I don't like the taste of alcohol. It tastes gross.
Wait, have you had it before?
Tasted alcohol, yes.
Uh-oh.
Wow,
You are not of age, and you are
wow.
not of age, and you just said this to the world.
Wow. College student being a college
So,
student.
yeah, I'm sorry, but you're going to jail, boy.
And it was when I was like 3, and that's because I tasted it.
What the heck?
Yeah, or I was really young. Okay, probably wasn't 3, but
Yeah.
I was somewhere in the young side. And what it was is my grandpa, what he would do is he would put the Bud Light next to the Pepsi, and I didn't know the difference.
Uh-huh.
So I just grabbed a random one, I opened it, and I drank some of it. I'm like, this tastes disgusting. And then I brung it to my grandma, and then I was like, Grandma, I think there's something wrong with your Pepsi. And then she's like, yeah, that's not Pepsi. Yeah,
What the heck?
the funniest part is my grandpa took it out of my hand and he drank it. He just kept drinking it.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's great.
Yeah, I didn't care.
Oh gosh. Anyways, I think we've been going for quite a long time, so that's all that we have for today. I think the TLDR of this episode has been we have more time to do stuff. So if you're now, I guess I should make one caveat is of course we all get like unmotivated or we just don't feel like doing stuff, which that's totally fine at a time like this, especially. But we also all do make excuses of being like, we don't have enough time or something. So I think that's something that we all need to be aware of, that we do have time. And it's in a time like this when we're legally supposed to be staying at home. And if you are one of those people who doesn't stay home and goes to Tim Hortons, then delete yourself immediately.
Jesus.
Please. Other than that, so
Don't know if I go that far, but all right.
I would. So, thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Geeks Strike Back. If you did like this episode, please be sure to leave a rating on whatever platform that you are on right now, Spotify, iTunes, I don't know all the other ones, Stitcher, and subscribe. And make sure to follow us on Twitter. That's the only social media platform that we have. Since you don't really have one on your own, I guess you do. It's not really like interesting at all. So
No, I don't post anything on my Instagram. So
yeah.
I mean, I'll probably start soon, but I don't.
Well,
Yeah, it's like, what do I post? I do nothing. Everybody's literally doing nothing right now.
If you're not a girl, then I don't know, because you just can't post like freaking, I don't know, selfies every day.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
It would be weird. I would be concerned if that started happening. I'd be
Yeah.
really concerned. Anyway, so new episodes will come out every Friday, so stay tuned. And we'll be having a cool bonus episode on Star Wars Day coming up on May 4th. Curtis, you said that you had a fun story about what now that you're about to tell?
My dad uses Mace Windu to make me not be racist.
So stay tuned for that. And next week, we will be talking about things only caused by stupid people. And I will go on a rant and I will explain to everyone why and how exactly the toilet paper thing started and why, in most places, it's still going on. So that was a pretty long outro, but yeah. Oh well.
I feel like that sometimes.
This has been the Geeks Strike Back, and we'll see you all next week.